It happened faster than I could think. 1 pip. That was all it took. My stop loss got hit by 1 single pip. And then the market turned. It ran straight in my direction. 200 pips. No pullback. No mercy. Just a perfect trade, without me in it. And something inside me snapped. I wasn't calm. I wasn't analytical. I wasn't even conscious, really. I just clicked. I opened a new order. Bigger size. No stop. I told myself, I'm not letting the market get away with this. An hour later, I was down triple what I had lost. But I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. I kept clicking, kept chasing, kept trying to make it right. By the end of the day, I had erased a month's worth of gains. And for what? A pip? An ego bruise? I didn't lose because the setup was bad. I didn't lose because the market tricked me. I lost because I couldn't let go. And if you've ever revenge traded, you know that feeling, that fire in your chest, that voice that says, they can't do this to me. That wasn't supposed to happen. I just need one good trade to fix this. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Revenge trading is not a strategy error. It's a nervous system response. It's grief wearing a trading mask. Because what you're really doing is not trying to win. You're trying to rewrite what just happened. You're chasing closure. You want to make the pain stop. You want to undo the humiliation. You want to feel in control again. But in doing so, you surrender the one thing you actually have control over, your process. You stop trading the chart, and you start trading your emotion. I've done it. Tom Hoogard has done it. Every trader who has ever cared has done it. But the difference is not who feels the urge. The difference is who learns to pause. So in this video, I want to show you something deeper. Not just why revenge trading happens, but where it begins. Why your brain treats every loss like a wound that needs healing, and how to interrupt the spiral before it turns 1 pip into 1 month of regret. Let's start at the root, because the revenge trade doesn't begin at the entry. It begins the moment you feel betrayed by the loss. It starts quietly. 1 trade, 1 loss. Maybe you did everything right, followed your rules, trusted your system. But the market had other plans. You got stopped out. And then, almost instantly, price turned and ran exactly where you thought it would go. You sit there, frozen, staring at the chart, not because you lost money, but because it felt personal. And that is the moment most traders miss. The revenge trade doesn't start when you re-enter. It doesn't start when you double your size. It starts right there, in the silence, when something inside you says, this isn't fair. We talk a lot about anger in trading, frustration, rage, impulse. But under all of that is grief, because a trade that hurts is not just about losing money. It's about losing the story we were telling ourselves, the story that we were in control, the story that we finally figured out, the story that this setup would bring it all back. And when that story breaks, we don't just get upset. We go through grief. Let me explain. There are 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Now listen to what most traders do after a painful stop out. First, denial. They didn't get me. That wasn't a real stop. They'll come back. It always happens. Then anger. This market is rigged. I'm done with this nonsense. Then bargaining. If I can just catch the next move, I'll quit for the day. If I go in a little bigger, I can make it back fast. Then comes depression. The slump in your chair. The self-talk. Why do I always do this? Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And finally, sometimes acceptance, where you look at the damage and start to rebuild. But most traders don't reach that last step. They stay stuck in the cycle because no one ever told them. They were grieving. They thought they were just being emotional, but it was deeper than that. Let me give you an example. Tom Hoogard once shared a story about a trade where he was right about direction, but wrong about timing. He got stopped out. The market gapped against him overnight, and he lost 127,000 pounds in a single day. Now, anyone would be upset about a number like that, but here's what made it worse. He had written in his journal, "The night before, market feels weak, might gap down." He knew, and yet he went long, because the last few trades were winners, because he felt invincible, because he stopped listening. And when the loss hit, he didn't just feel wrong. He felt betrayed by the market, by his own logic, by himself. He described the feeling not as a mistake, but as an insult. And that's what makes revenge trading so dangerous. You're not reacting to the chart. You're reacting how the loss made you feel. Like a failure, like a fool, like someone who should have known better. And when those feelings come up, the nervous system goes on alert. Your brain doesn't just see red candles. It sees rejection, abandonment, threat, because from a neurological standpoint, a loss, especially one that feels unfair, triggers the same parts of the brain as social humiliation or emotional betrayal. It's not just money, it's identity. And if you've experienced criticism growing up, or were pressured to always be right, or felt like mistakes made you unworthy, this hits even harder, because every loss feels like proof that you are not enough. So what do? You trade again, not to make money, but to erase the feeling. You want closure. You want to reverse the insult. You want to take your power back. But in doing so, you give even more of it away. Because now, you're not trading the market. You're trading the grief. And here's how it shows up. You re-enter the same setup. Because this time, it has to work. You double your size. Because I just need one win. You skip your rules. Because I can't let the day end like this. You stop journaling. Because I don't even want to see what I just did. And slowly, you dig the hole deeper. This is the hidden grief behind every revenge trade. It's not rage. It's not ego. It's pain that hasn't been felt. A wound that hasn't been named. Because what we resist emotionally comes back as behavior. Let me say that again. What we resist emotionally returns as behavior. And until we're willing to sit with the pain of the loss, not the number, but the meaning we gave it, we'll keep chasing trades that have nothing to do with edge and everything to do with hurt. But the good news is, once you name it, you can interrupt it. Once you recognize the grief, you can create space to heal instead of react. And that's what we'll talk about next. Because if grief is the root of revenge, then dopamine is the fuel. Let's look at what happens in the brain when a loss feels unfinished, and why that one missed win pulls you in harder than any real setup ever could. Let's talk about what happens right after grief. You're staring at the screen. The market just stopped you out. You feel the sting, but something else starts bubbling up beneath the pain. It's a thought, a whisper, almost seductive. If I just take one more trade, I can undo this. If I time the next move, I'll be whole again. I know I should walk away, but what if I don't? That's not logic talking. That's not your strategy speaking. That is dopamine. And it's not there to help you win. It's there to help you chase. Let me explain. Most people think dopamine is the chemical of pleasure, but that's not true. Dopamine is not about having. It's about wanting. It's the signal that says, there's something up ahead that will feel good. Go get it. It's the craving, the hunger, the pursuit. And when you lose a trade, especially one that felt unfair, your brain feels an unresolved loop, a gap, a cliffhanger. You had a narrative. I saw the setup. I took the risk. I was supposed to win. But now that story is broken, and your brain can't stand broken stories. So it urges you to fix it, to resolve the tension, to complete the arc, to make it right. And how do you do that? By entering again, by chasing the win that slipped away, by restoring the dopamine hit that never arrived. This is what neuroscientists call incomplete reward cycles. And it's the same mechanism that drives gambling addiction. Not the loss, not even the win, but the possibility of making the story end well. That is why revenge trades feel so urgent, so justified, so personal. Because deep down, you're not trading the market. You're trading for a sense of closure. You want to walk away feeling whole, feeling in control, feeling like the hero of the story again. And dopamine promises you that, right up until it doesn't. Let me give you a real example. A trader I know, let's call him Chris, took a perfect setup on GBPJPY. Breakout, strong volume, clean trend. He got stopped out by 5 pips. The market reversed, ran 150 pips in the direction he predicted. He told me, I wasn't even mad at the loss. I was mad that I was right and still lost. That one sentence says it all, because his brain didn't register the trade as a risk-managed outcome. It registered it as betrayal. He entered again, doubled size, no stop, he lost, then entered again, wider stop, lost again. The original loss was $50. The final damage was over $2,000. And when I asked him why he kept going, he said something that chilled me. I couldn't leave the chart without making it right. That is dopamine talking. That is the unfinished story running your system. And you might think, I would never do that. I'm more disciplined. But it doesn't start big. It starts with small voice, a tiny itch, a feeling of just one more. And if you don't catch it early, you'll find yourself rationalizing revenge with language that sounds almost reasonable. It's not a revenge trade. The setup's still valid. It's only a small lot. I'm just testing the waters. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not following your plan. You're following the craving. And here's the most dangerous part. Even if the revenge trade wins, you lose something. You lose trust in your process. You lose clarity. You lose emotional control. Because now your brain is learning a new pattern. Pain leads to action. Action leads to relief, even if the action is reckless. And once that pattern locks in, you're not a trader anymore. You're a dopamine junkie. So how do we break the loop? First, you name it. The moment you feel that itch, that pull to get it back, or prove something, say it out loud. This is dopamine, not discipline. Second, you pause. Step away from the screen. Stand up. Shake your body. Interrupt the craving before it becomes behavior. Third, you reflect. Write down exactly what you're feeling, not in trading terms, in human terms. I feel unfinished. I feel like I failed. I feel embarrassed. Why? Because once you name the emotion, you reduce its power. You take it out of the shadows. You turn it from fuel into feedback. And fourth, you reconnect. Open your journal. Review your rules. Look at past trades where you felt the same urge. And what happened next? Spoiler, it probably didn't end well. And most importantly, forgive yourself. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are wired for survival. And your brain is doing what it thinks will help. But now you know better. Now you know what's really happening beneath the surface. It's not just about charts. It's about chemistry. It's not just about setups. It's about stories. And once you stop trying to finish the story perfectly, once you let go of the need to win back what was lost, you free yourself to trade again with peace, with clarity, with choice. And that brings us to the next step. Because now that you understand the grief and the craving, what do you actually do when the urge to strike back comes alive? How do you interrupt the spiral? Before it starts, let's walk through it in the next part. Let me ask you something. Have you ever told yourself, I'm just going to step away, but found your hand still hovering over the mouse? Have you ever promised, one more trade and I'm done, only to find yourself 5 trades deeper and 10 times more emotional? If you have, you're not broken. You're human. Because when pain hits, the brain doesn't seek logic. It seeks closure. And that's why the urge to revenge trade can feel so powerful, so urgent, so convincing. Not because there's an edge, but because your nervous system wants to finish the emotional story you're stuck in. So the question is not, how do I have more willpower? The real question is, how do I interrupt the spiral before it becomes a runaway reaction? That's where the closure protocol comes in. It's not a trick. It's not a hack. It's a system, a simple set of actions designed to create space between your impulse and your behavior, and space. Even 5 seconds of it can save you thousands. Let me walk you through it. Step 1, name the pattern. Before you do anything else, say this out loud or write it down. This is not about the setup. This is about the feeling of being wrong. That one sentence does 2 things. It brings awareness, and it breaks the illusion that this next trade will fix the pain. Because it won't. It will just delay it. And what we delay grows louder. Step 2, move your body. This part matters more than people realize. When you sit in the same posture, leaning forward, tense, shallow breath, your body locks in the fight or flight state. So stand up, walk, stretch, even for 90 seconds. Shake your hands, roll your shoulders, take 3 deep breaths. You're not doing this to be spiritual. You're doing it to reset your nervous system. Because you can't trade from a hijacked body. Step 3, anchor yourself visually. I recommend having a note, right on your monitor or your keyboard. Something short, something honest. Here are a few that have worked for me. I trade plans, not pain. No trade will make me feel whole. This is a test, not a signal. Every time you read it, you pull yourself out of the emotional tunnel. You remind yourself that this is a game of execution, not emotion. Step 4, script your exit. This is where it gets powerful. When the urge to revenge trade hits, open your notes and read a sentence you've written in advance. Something like, this trade is over. It's allowed to be over. I release it. It does not get to follow me into the next one. You may feel silly at first, but it works because your brain believes what it hears often. And most of what you hear in a revenge spiral is internal chaos. This gives your mind a calm alternative. Step 5, write a closed reflection. This is not a full journal. Just 3 lines. Answer these questions. What did I feel during the loss? What did I want to do immediately after? What will I do instead? This shifts your brain from reaction mode to reflection mode. You go from, I have to fix this, to, I understand what this moment means. And that's where growth happens. Now, let me be clear. This protocol is not about perfection. You will still feel the urge. You will still feel the heat. But the goal is not to avoid pressure. It's to remain present within it. Tom Hoggard once said, that is most expensive mistakes. Didn't come from bad analysis. They came from trying to trade away his feelings. He tried to silence the noise. With action, with risk, with size. But it never worked. Because what he needed was not a trade. He needed a ritual. A way to say, this emotion ends here. That's what the closure protocol gives you. A way to close the loop without blowing the account. A way to feel without following the feeling into fire. A way to finish a trade without letting it finish you. And over time, the protocol becomes muscle memory. You feel the heat and your body knows what to do. You don't reach for the mouse. You reach for the pause. You reach for the process. And that shift from compulsion to consciousness is the difference between a trader who survives and a trader who repeats the spiral for years. So here's what I want to leave you with. You will be tempted. That's not weakness. That's the test. But now you have a choice. You can click your way deeper into the hole, or you can choose closure. You can fight your nervous system, or you can give it what it actually needs. Not revenge, but release. And the next time you feel that pull, just remember this. No trade can make you whole, but every pause makes you stronger. Trade safe, trade still, and let your process be the place where you end the story with peace. So let's pause here together, because maybe right now you're not in a trade. Maybe today was quiet, or maybe today you spiraled again. Maybe you told yourself, I won't click, but then you did. Maybe you tried to walk away, but the chart pulled you back. And now you're here, watching this, feeling heavy, wondering why the same mistake keeps repeating. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not alone. You are human, and your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to protect you from pain it doesn't understand. But now you understand. Now you see the pattern. Now you know what's really happening. Under the surface of every revenge trade, it's not just a lack of discipline. It's not just bad impulse control. It is a loop of pain, of craving, of unfinished stories. And the work ahead of you is not to trade perfectly. It is to interrupt the spiral, to pause, to breathe, to bring awareness where there used to be reaction. You now have a protocol. You now have language. You now have rituals. And those tools, they are not just for your trading. They are for your peace. Because when you start responding to fear with process, something inside you changes. You stop trading to prove something. You stop chasing the last mistake. You stop fighting the market and start trusting yourself again. And that is the beginning of real mastery. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one thing. Just one. Maybe it's writing a post-it note and putting it on your screen. Maybe it's reading a sentence out loud before you enter. Maybe it's starting a closure journal. 3 lines after every loss. Whatever it is, make it yours. Make it small. Make it real. Because real change never starts with willpower. It starts with awareness. And small awareness, repeated, becomes identity. If this video gave you something, a new way to think, a mirror, a moment of pause, then let it keep working inside you. And if someone you know is stuck in the same cycle, but too ashamed to talk about it, send this video to them. You don't need to explain it. Just share the mirror. And if you want more content like this, not just technical setups, but the emotional truths that shape real traders, subscribe to this channel. Not for me, for you, for the trader you are becoming. Because revenge trading is not the end of your story. It is just the moment you get to write a new one. You've already begun. Now keep going. Trade safe. Trade steady. Trade free.